Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a current favorites. Don't really want to consider this a monthly favorites because a lot of the stuff I have been using for a little longer than just the month of February. But they're mostly things that I have been trying that have been new to me for the past few months. I love seeing other people's current favorites, so I figured I would jump on the bandwagon. So if you want to see some of my more favorite products I've tried, go ahead and keep watching. I will also make sure I will link all of these products in the description box below if you want to shop them yourself. So we're gonna have 4-ish different categories for this. We're gonna do hair, skincare, makeup, and lifestyle. So I guess beauty and lifestyle. Start off with hair. The first product I'm going to talk about I actually don't have with me because I left it at the salon. I don't have an extra one for me at home, but it's by L'Oreal's Professional line and it is their molecular repair mask. Now, their molecular repair system has been out now for a little bit of time. And I know we tried it at the salon before and I really liked it, but I feel like for whatever reason I didn't give it a ton of attention. We got like a sample kit that we all kind of shared within ourselves. So I used it a couple times, but not enough to like really gain an opinion about it. But they have a molecular repair mask, which to me, I mean, I don't know if this might not be true, but it just reminds me of their version of K18. But I love it because 1, it's a little more affordable than K18. 2, it smells heavenly. 3, it is so reparative. It genuinely, anytime on any of my clients that I've used it on, I significantly notice a difference, and I've even used it on my clients with more compromised hair. And I just really like it. I know a lot of my clients have been really liking it too, and I know a couple of them have even gone out of their way to go purchase it as well. So I've been really liking using that at the salon. Well, other favorites, I have been in my Mizani Zoom lately. I've been trying so many of their products, which is so crazy. I used to use Mizani when I was a little girl. My mom used to use it on me. So it's just kind of crazy that now I'm using it in like a professional standpoint. I've been using a lot of their lines for like a little bit of everything. Some things that I've been trying have been their curl enhancing lotion. I really like this for my type of curls. It is not too sticky. It's good to like layer day after day because I don't wash my curls every day when I do it, but I do fully wet my hair down, and so I need something that's gonna be okay to get layered on time after time. So this is one of the products I've been using for my curls. On my husband, I either twist or cornrow his hair, and I've been using their sleek holding gel. This is like the best gel that I've used for, again, his twists and his braids. It genuinely makes a difference with how his hair holds. And then same thing with this, the Twist and Coil Jelly. I love the consistency of this. It makes it so easy for his hair to stay slicked down while I braid it or while I twist it. It kind of stretches it out a little bit too, so it makes it a little bit easier for me to work through. So I've been loving their Press Agent line, and with that, I've been really using their Raincoat Styling Cream and their Serum. And they're meant to be cocktailed together. By the way, you guys, I'm sorry, but just don't mind my nails. I started doing them myself, and I just don't have the time to keep up with them because I also didn't have the time to keep up with getting them done in general anyway. So they're just staying undone for right now, and so we're just kind of bearing through with the ugly nails. But anyway, I love these and how they work together. 1, I actually have been using the Raincoat Styling Cream as a blowout cream for all of my clients, whether they have naturally curly hair or not, and it's just a good general blowout cream to use in general. And then I cocktail it with the styling serum too for clients that have like a little bit of extra curly hair or just need a little bit of extra smoothing, or if you're like me and you have naturally curly hair. And everyone's hair has been really loving this duo. And something that is, I don't want to necessarily say it's like my all-time favorite from Mizani so far, but something that is definitely one of the top contenders of favorites is their Intense Hydration Mask or their Intense Moisturizing Mask. It has a blend of some type of butter. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Argan oil and honey. So I've been using this on my husband's hair. He has 4C low porosity hair, and his strands are super, super dense. His density is a little bit more on the thicker side. I wouldn't call it like super dense, but a little thicker. But his strands are very coarse and they're not porous at all. So what I've been doing for treatment on him has been clarifying his hair with warm water to get his cuticle as open as possible, putting this in, and then I put a shower cap on for 15 to 20 minutes, and his hair loves it. So then I went to try it myself. Now I have the totally flip-flopped hair type than him, even though I have curly hair as well. One, my curl pattern's not as tight, but two, more importantly, I have fine brittle. Now we both have more brittle hair, but his is because his is very coily and low porosity. Mine is just because my strands are just naturally a little weak. So I wanted to try it for myself, and I don't do it as like a treatment, or at least I haven't yet, but I do still use it as a mask in the shower, and my hair loves it. I don't let it sit on for like the 15 to 20 minutes, and I am a little bit mindful of just making sure I don't bring it up too high because my scalp does get pretty oily, but low porosity hair loves it, high porosity hair loves it, so I'm definitely going to be probably taking this to the salon as well. It's just really good for just all around moisture. Another mask that I've been liking to use lately is by the brand TruffLuv. Now I will say they did send this to me in exchange for a UGC video, but I do really like it. It's their Nourish Argan mask. My hair just loves argan oil. And then all of their products are infused with black truffle extract, which I think is really cool. The texture of it in general is also pretty cool too. I've been using quite a bit of it, as you guys can see. It kind of has a little bit of a whipped consistency. It does remind me a lot of the Amika Sulfi mask. If you know me, you know that's like my cult favorite, like all-time favorite mask is Amika Soul Food. It kind of reminds me of that, just I feel like the Soul Food one's a little bit more buttery, and this one has a little bit more of a whipped consistency. And this is something that I have been making my way back to. So I have a dry, flaky scalp, so I have to use a scalp oil every couple weeks, and then I also need to use some type of scalp scrub. But the thing that I've learned the past few years is scalp scrubs tend to get discontinued after a few years. So I was using the Amika scalp scrub, but they have since discontinued that sometime within like the past 6 months. So I had to switch, and Argan, it used to be a different name when I used to use it, but now it's called their Lost Treasure Apple Cider Vinegar Cleansing Rinse. And this is super balancing. And this is super good for people that just kind of have like misbalanced pHs on their scalps. And it's not, with it being an apple cider vinegar rinse, A, it's balancing, but two, it's not going to be too abrasive on your scalp, because I know some of my clients don't love the like how scalps make their hair feel. I think just some of them have a little more tender scalps. Mine is dry like the Sahara, so anything that's going to like get that dead skin off is going to be really good. And that actually covers it for hair. So we're going to go ahead and move on to skincare, because I've had to use some new products. But I did discover a new skincare line. So for my salon, I wanted to do other, besides just hair retail products, I also want to carry other local women-owned businesses that are either beauty related, wellness related, or even just some fun stuff too. And so Dahlia Skincare got recommended to me, and they're actually located here in Toledo, but they do shipping as well. So I reached out to the owner. Her name is Sam, and she is the sweetest thing, and you can just tell she just like loves what she does. She's so knowledgeable, and she has a whole she owns a space here in Toledo, but then also two, she has a whole skincare line of like holistic skincare products. So I got a lot of their stuff. I wanted to retail at the salon, but I was like, let me go ahead and try it myself too, just so that I can give a little bit of my perspective on it, but from a non-professional standpoint, because like I said, I don't have the professional knowledge behind it. So I got a couple different things. I got their goji berry and kombucha face wash. I got their wild plum and blueberry toner. This, I'm not even kidding you guys, this is my favorite toner I've ever used. One, I love that it sprays. Two, I'm obsessed with how this smells. And three, I love how my skin feels after it. It just like evens everything out. I can tell my pH gets balanced, and I can tell that my serums, it really does feel like products do seep better into my skin than from there. I also have their plant-based squalene oil. I've actually only used this a couple times, but I do really like it when I've used it. And then they also have, this is their blueberry and matcha moisturizer. And this is a thicker moisturizer. It's definitely, if you have combo skin like me, it's definitely gonna be a little bit better for nighttime. But I will say, this moisturizer, I every time in the winter always get like a really dry T-zone, especially like right in my nose area and in my forehead. And I was dealing with that when I first started using this stuff. And this helped not just like repair it, but like my dry skin has not come back yet. And here in the Midwest, we've had our really, really cold weeks these last few weeks with just like a hint of some pre-spring stuff. So that's why my skin will get dry, just from the really dry, cold air. And this like definitely repaired it. Like, I'm not even kidding with you. I did have to get a new daily moisturizer. This was before I discovered Dahlia's products. And I say that one is good for nighttime because it takes a good amount of time to seep in. And I'm sure that's why it's so effective, and I feel like that's definitely helped my skin overall with a glow, because I kind of am realizing that the moisturizers I was using, they were quick absorbing, which those are good in the morning when I'm about to do my makeup, but I don't think that they actually gave me like long-term moisture. So for my skin, I want it to take a full amount of time that it's going to need. So that's why I use that at night. But I do still need a daytime moisturizer, and I had to switch because the one that I was using a Clinique one, and I like it, but it's just really expensive, honestly, and it was like not doing anything life-changing. So then I switched to one from Good Molecules, and I used to use the Good Molecules moisturizer back years ago, but they must have reformulated it or something because it clogged the crap out of my pores. I'm not even kidding. So I had to quit using that. And then I ended up switching back to the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Water Gel. I used to use this years ago, and I loved how it made my skin feel, but for whatever reason at the time, the fragrance made me break out in hives. So I was kind of nervous to try this again, but I've been able to try it and it hasn't irritated it. Plus, I have seen some places now have a fragrance-free version, so I will probably switch to that later on because it is still super fragrant. So I probably will switch to the fragrance-free one once I'm done with this, but I forgot how much I love how hyaluronic acid is on my skin, especially in the morning. It's just like the perfect base for my makeup. I've been also using the Grande Lash Serum, and I have naturally long lashes that just don't always want to hold a curl. And I was noticing that my lashes were getting super sparse. I just didn't have a lot of lash to work with. So that's what made me start to try it. And I've seen a lot of my clients that have used it and loved it. My coworker was using it and loved it. And I see people all over TikTok that use either the Grande or the Babe Lash and loved it. And I will say it definitely made a difference. My lashes are still really long. They're even longer, and they're a lot thicker now, which is awesome. I am pretty much all the way through this first tube. I think there's like a little bit of remnants left. But I do feel like I'm going to get a second one, and I probably just won't use it as frequent as I was. Going back to a Dahlia favorite too, I totally forgot to get this out of my fridge. I also got these ice roller balls, and I will say, I mean, obviously they're just fun in general. Like, look at these, and when you shake them, look at how fun this is, right? It's so cute. But I will say, in full honesty too, this is the only ice roller that I have used that is like actually instantly effective. So I have naturally one, I have dark circles, and then two, I have super dark puffy under eyes in the morning. Sometimes I just need something really cold to just help like open my eyeballs up. And I'll use like ice rollers, and I will like try those, and like sometimes they help and sometimes they don't, but these are like genuinely, after I'm using these, they're so cute and fun. Like, are you kidding me? I just love the like glitteriness of them, but they're actually effective, and they really do help my eyes like instantly depuff and just makes me feel more awake in the morning. Moving on to makeup, there's another item that I'm not gonna be able to like physically show because I forgot to bring it outstairs. I'm too lazy to go get it. But it is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And I know that's been out for a while. It's definitely their dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. I have been through the ringer with concealers this year, you guys. I feel like I said, I have dark under eye circles, and I think it's a me thing, but I feel like my skin doesn't like a concealer after a while. So I was using the Rare Beauty one for a long time. I was using that for years and it was working, but then it felt like it was just to the point where like I had to layer and layer and layer concealer on, and I still just like had these under eye circles. So I was like, okay, maybe it's time to switch. So then I was looking on TikTok. Everyone was talking about the Hourglass concealer. Hated it. I will genuinely never use that again. That was the biggest waste of $40. And I'm so mad because it was so expensive. And it was probably one of the worst concealers I ever used. It creased so bad no matter what I used on it. It was like decent coverage, but not enough for the creasing that I got out of it. And then I switched over to the Kosas one because everyone was saying Kosas is so much better. And it was just mid. Like, it still kind of creased on me. And I understand that like makeup will crease after a while, but I get so pet peeved out when I have this whole system for how I set my concealer so that it doesn't crease on, like it doesn't crease right when I go to set it, if that makes sense. So I was like, I have this system down. I've done this literally for years. Why are these concealers that are way too expensive creasing on me like within seconds? So Kosas was not as creasy as the Hourglass, but was still way too creasy for the price and was just like mid, like very mid on the coverage. Like I said, I do have dark, like my eyes in the morning are purple. Like my under eye area, it's purple. There's no way around it. So I will say I am a hard critic on under eye concealers. It's actually what got me into wearing makeup in the first place, was I wanted something for my under eyes. But don't be saying that you're good for dark under eye circles if you're not. So finally I was like, okay, I'm sick of wasting all this money on concealers that are mid, but I don't really want to go back to Tarte Shape Tape because again, that's kind of expensive too, and I don't remember how I liked it. But then I remembered that e.l.f. made their own version of it, and so that's what I've been using, and I love it. And it doesn't crease. It has amazing coverage. I even actually accidentally got a shade that was like a smidge too light, so then I was kind of scared. Sometimes when you use too light of a concealer, it can like highlight the hollows too, and it covered it just fine. So yeah, that's exactly what I'll be using from now on. Something that's new that I literally saw from a YouTube ad, but I had to try it, was the L'Oreal Lumi Le Glow Tint. I am obsessed with this, you guys. So I am a Lumi Glotion fan and I love it, but sometimes it would be hard where I was like, I want like my skin evened out, and the Glotion would kind of even it out, but that's not what it's meant for. It really is just meant for like a glowing lotion, right? So I would sometimes have to use concealer with it, and then concealer with the Glotion sometimes would go weird depending on how I did it. And I did have a system figured out, but basically when I saw that they finally launched their own like, again, like tint essentially with it, I was like, okay, this is like right up my alley, especially for like day-to-day makeup. I don't really like to wear a full thing of like foundation every day. I just more so like something quick and easy that's like this, and I love it. It's so good. It evens out my skin very well. I've actually even used it on days where I just like needed a little bit of like a no makeup situation. I used just this on its own without concealer and I really liked it. Again, my under eyes weren't perfect, but they were much better than what they are without makeup on. And it's just enough to make my skin look even and alive without it looking like I'm wearing makeup. Or in cases like today where I want to put a little bit of light makeup on over it, it goes perfectly with that too. And when I said it was setting spray too, it lasts all day. Like I'm not like an oily cake ball by like, 6-7 hours in. So I really, really like this. I would definitely be repurchasing this. Else new that I've recently started to use is by e.l.f. too. I'm becoming an e.l.f. girly. This is their Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. I was using the Makeup by Mario. I had to stop because it's like a stick, and their packaging, with how their packaging was, I knew I had more product left in there, but it just stopped winding up. So I was like, okay, again, way too expensive for us to be having packaging issues. I love the formula, but I can't repurchase you. So I tried this and I loved it. I've also been loving, this is dirty and it's been used and it's basically empty, but it's by Anastasia. It's their Brow Freeze Gel. It is the perfect thing if you like the laminated look of your brows, but I have super stubborn brow hairs where like I've got to be like slicking those bad boys up and locking them in for them to like not move. And that's like my biggest pet peeve, is using a brow gel or something and they're like not sticking and they're falling down and all that stuff. And again, same thing. In a perfect world, I'll get a brow lamination, but with what time? On anything remotely close to it. I know L'Oreal just released their own brow lamination thing, and I'm actually trying it right now. And I don't want to say I don't like it yet. I'm still learning to work with it, but so far I am liking this much more, which is unfortunate because this is triple the price. Brows are one of those things that I'll justify because I'm doing my brows like 6 out of the 7 days out of the week. Even if I'm not wearing makeup, I will still sometimes, if I want to feel put together, I will do my brows. So I won't necessarily do like a full brow routine, but I will sometimes like do a little bit of something in my brows. So I have another e.l.f. favorite. This is their Power Grip Primer. It's similar to the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip one, and I waited to try this because I tried the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer when it came out, and I actually didn't love it. Like, it just didn't really do anything for me. I remember makeup really wasn't sitting well over it for me, and so I actually let it sit for a while. Like I didn't use it for a hot minute. I will say though, I did just get this maybe around Valentine's Day, and it does kind of seem like I'm like already halfway through. I don't like love that because I'm not wearing makeup like every day. I only wear makeup like maybe 3-ish days a week. So at least to the point where I need like a primer with it. So I don't know how I feel about that. But I mean, it is pretty affordable. So, and I do really, really love it. I love how makeup sticks right over it. Rare Beauty's liquid blushes have actually, I never thought that I liked blush until I started using Rare Beauty's blushes. I always just like wore it because I like knew I needed like something to fill in the gaps, but I was never like a blush girl. But then I started using Rare Beauty's liquid blushes and I love blush now. It's like this like neutrally taupe color. It's been perfect for the winter. I also was using whatever their corally color one was for the summer, and I was like really into this coral and gold and bronze moment, and I love that one too. So I'll probably go back to that for the summer, but yeah, this one's encouraged, right? Yeah. I have been loving this for the winter. It's been just perfect. It's like a perfect, especially with my skin tone, like a perfect soft glam kind of blush, but I'm able to wear it every day too. And that's the perfect thing. This is just, I mean, I know if you're watching this and if you know makeup, like you've heard about these, they're amazing. I think that covers all of it for makeup. So let's go ahead and get into some lifestyle stuff. First thing has been pre-workout, the Amino Lean one. This one is I think this one's this one's a pink lemony one. It tastes so good. I got up at 5 a.m. to work out half the time, so girl needs pre-workout. I love this though because this is the only pre-workout that I've been able to use that doesn't give me the jitters. Now, I do have to dry scoop my pre-workout. I cannot mix it in with water because I already have a small bladder, and then when I'm like downing a pre-workout, I will literally have to stop and go pee like 3 times during the workout, which is not fun. So I just dry scoop it and I will chase it with water. So I do know that because of that because I'm getting like that instant rush of caffeine, that sometimes that will cause jitters, but this one doesn't give me jitters. And two, it's like compared to other pre-workouts, I didn't realize how dangerous other ones can be. And this one, I don't want to say, I'm not like a health nut, so I don't want to say this one's the best one on the planet, but it's better than the other ones I was using apparently. So slay. I forgot another skincare item. I knew I was forgetting something. Sorry, this is getting all over the place, but I've been also using the Art Naturals brand. I've been using their vitamin C and their salicylic acid serums, and I really like them. I use the vitamin C in the morning. I am out of it though. I need to get some more. And then the salicylic acid I will use every couple of days at night. And this was definitely helping with fading some of my like blackheads too that I couldn't like pop to save my life. So yeah, I really love them. And they're affordable. Is by Fairlife. So they have just, I didn't realize just like all of their lines of milk products. One, I love that they're all dairy free. I can't really have a ton of dairy. How much higher their protein content is in them. So I've been doing different types of like their shakes. Like this one was one that my husband got me for Valentine's Day. I got a ton of their chocolate shakes. They literally taste just like chocolate milk, which is so good. Their protein shakes too. I mean, they're definitely not a meal replacement, but if you are hungry and you need something to hold you over for like a couple hours because you can't eat, which is me with my job half the time, these are super nice. I'll take these to work with me and it'll be nice. I'll just drink them like while I'm working on a client. Buy me a little bit of time if I like am starving, but I know I have to like wait a little bit before I can actually like sit down to eat, which is awesome. Their Core Power line too is really great. I have the chocolate one of that. The vanilla one, I will put the vanilla one and I'll put this one in my coffee as well. The chocolate ones will just kind of give it like more of like a mocha vibe, which is really cool. And then they have a strawberry one too that I've mixed with my matcha powder before to make like a protein strawberry matcha, which is I love strawberry matchas in the spring. But B, it's also then too like the perfect half and half where it's like a pick me up, but also too is a little bit more filling as well. I am honestly, again, I keep saying this in this video, but just with my lifestyle right now and just how busy I am, I already am not the greatest with making sure I'm like eating enough nutrients and stuff throughout the day. And it's not that I purposely deprive myself of stuff, but it's just hard with my jobs that I do. So it's just nice to have things that do have a higher protein content that will just be a little more filling, so I'm not feeling like starving throughout the day, basically. So I am like a Fairlife girly now for sure. But alright, I've been yapping enough. I hope you enjoyed some of my current favorites. Let me know if you have any favorites too. If you guys like these types of videos, I'll make sure to do some more. Make sure you follow me and my salon's page on all of our socials. I'll have them linked down below. I also have all these products linked down below as well for you to try, or something similar-ish of where you can either shop things and, you know, all that stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.